What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. This is the NXT review on February 4th, 2025. Where we're gonna be talking about what exactly went down. Like we saw at the end of the show, Trick Williams' opportunity to win back his NXT championship is on hold, at least for now. And we got a teaser on the triple threat women's championship match could possibly turn into a fatal four-way match. And we got a returning WWE star that's now currently on TNA and challenged one of the top stars for the championship and much more to talk about here on this NXT. And we're going to start things off with NXT, getting things started. Everybody coming in the building with the likes of Trick Williams, A-Town Down Under, Femi, and we got the Fatal Influence and Stephanie McCurry came in the building. And let me tell you, that match was very super terrific and awesome. I'm going to say it probably ties with Carmen Petrovic and Kalani Jordan, which that was totally a banger as well. But we're going to probably get things started off with the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion Jacy Jayne came out to take on the former New Japan Strong Women's and CMLL Women's Championship, which is Stephanie Vaquer. This is where we got what happened. It was we're going to start things off with that. And yeah, this is the women's match. I don't know what's up with everything in women's matches in general or angles in NXT. They just know how to successfully capitalize and execute what it's been planned to do. That's what we got. That's where fans are chanting for Stephanie, and that's where I was about to say, like, why the way they call her Stephanie? It's like they're pronouncing it like how this nurse that used to what they called this nurse that my it sounded like my dad's former nurse when he used to go to dialysis. Like her name was pronounced like that, Stephanie or whatever it would sound like. But that's a different story for a different day. I thought I pointed out. But anyways, we got Stephanie Vaquer, and they go for what they call a crucifix roll up, but this is where she turned into a headlock. That's where we got found, and we started rooting for Jacy Jayne, even though on the inside, she did not really agree with her in anything. And I'm not sure what's the reason why they're a team, but we're gonna figure it out another day. But funny coincidence, Jacy Jayne had the same gear on that Stephanie Vaquer was wearing, which was black with dark green stripes on the side. It looked way too similar, which I'm not sure which one was copying who, but it looked way too darn similar. But that's where we got Jacy Jayne started booting Stephanie Vaquer right into the neck, right into the upper right corner side. But that's where then we got whenever we stop her like at 4.5. That's where Jacy Jayne finally stopped though. That's where she tried to go for her back elbow, running back. That's where she ends up getting hit face first right to the turnbuckle. That's where we got the Stephanie Vaquer, then eyes up to the right side. That's where she bowed her head, but that's where she ends up getting nearly sunset flip. But luckily she did a double stomp right to the face by scraping her right into the face. That's where we got Stephanie going for a pin on the JC, but Jacy Jayne kicked out at 2.5 or 6. That's where we got. That's where Stephanie started hitting her with every single turnbuckle in this upper right corner side from top to bottom as her fans start continuing to chant for Stephanie. And I'm like, hopefully my dad's old nurse is not watching this because let's hope that she doesn't throw out some cease and dismiss papers, which I don't think she owns the rights to it. But just saying, I don't know what I'm even saying right now. But that's where we got Stephanie Vaquer to try to pick up what's her name, Jacy Jayne. But once she try to go for a maneuver, she ends up getting slammed back first. That's where she gets swipe kicked right into the back. That's where we got Jacy Jayne's like, you're not gonna defeat me, and that's where then. And Vaquer was like, oh, you want to bet? Like this where then she got her into a triangle choke, then hit her face first repeatedly right onto the canvas. This is where fans started counting. Like some were counting in English while the other was counting in Spanish. But that's where we got the Chilean wrestler. Then and pick up the former Toxic Attraction member. This is where fans are chanting one more time because they, for some reason, the fans do not like JC with a passion, but much more than what Fallon Henley secretly do. But this is where once Stephanie Becker brought back, Stephanie Becker brought JC back in when the referee wasn't looking because he was distracted with both JC and Jasmine Nix. That's where we got found him and tripped her over, but it's where Stephanie McCurb was trying to see why she did that for by questioning her in the eyes. But it's where she was about to chase her. It's where then found him was like oh like that ruin your genius plan like quote unquote. And this is where Stephanie McCurb and felt JC Jane was heading over to her when she was right behind her. This was trying to go for a leg swiping kick, but ends up getting her legs grabbed, and then no, she got hit with the leg swiping dive kick. But that's where we got the partial powerful force, and all of professional wrestling came on, which was the commercial break. But when the adverts did came right off, is where we finally got Stephanie Vaquer was right back in control because the powerful force of a being like in the business and wrestling. But that's where we got Vaquer and try to go like a top rope maneuver with her grabbing on Chasey's arms. This is where she was trying to pull an Undertaker and that luchador that they cannot spell his name, but this is where she gets tripped right over by what's her name, JC Jane. This is where she try to go for her super. This is where she gets her head flipped right into the middle rope. This is where Stephanie Vaquer and had a super kick right into the face in the process when she hit her, when she got her right into over the turnbuckles. That's where then we got. That's where we got JC Jane. You don't want to mess along like me. This is where JC go for a right hand, but this is where we got Stephanie Vaquero's fight, man. Like this is where the fans are cheering Vaquero and booing JC Jane like as they should because Stephanie's the baby face and JC's the heel. But this is where the JC was like, wanted to see me defeat her and be the first ever woman to do so. That's where fans were booing like, "Boo!" That's where Stephanie McCurry's like, "Hopefully you mean by WWE because overall I've been defeated multiple times." Which one in particular she did recently just wrestle like right, bef- right. Right before she joined WWE, which I'm not gonna get to because I already talked about it first of all on the podcast before. But this is a WWE review video, so I'm just gonna skip right. But that's where we got Stephanie Vaquer and then we got Stephanie Vaquer then stopped her, JJ from running, did a running attack move on her in the upper left side. That's where she hits her with an eating defeat like she's Me Chin, hits the double knee to the face. And I'm like, she's not like the girl that beaten her for the championship she once was. But that's where she hit her with that back super. But before she did that, that's where JC Chain started grabbing her like in an inappropriate manner, which I believe was an accident. But that's where she ends up hitting the back suplex. This is where we got Stephanie Vaquer then picks up what's her name, JC Jane. This is where she go for like a double underhook like backbreaker maneuver, but this is where JC Jane tried to counter to a close. But this is where she ends up hitting her with a backslide. But this is where we got JC Jane hits the knee strike right onto the jaw. This is where trying to go for a pin, but Vaquer was not taking 3 for an answer, kicking out at 2.7. Where JC Jane was very shocked about. That's where then Vic Joseph, like, I'm confused. Like, or what? No, it was Corey Graves that said, like, I'm not sure who was shocked from taking who was shocked about the pin, the kick out of the near fall. That's where we got fans start chanting Stephanie when JC Jane tried to hit her with a running finisher. But that's where she ends up getting hit with an underarm DDT maneuver. That's where Stephanie Vaquer was very disappointed when they get the 3 count, but she was like, go figure, because that's like her finisher. This is where she went right to the right corner side. This is where we got JC Jane trying to hit her with a strike, but it's where she ends up getting tripped over right to the left side. Hits the feigning spinning kick like she's about to hit a 619. This is where we got Stephanie Vaquer right on the left side, trying to go for a springboard into a crossbody. That's where she ends up going for the pin. But that's where we got Jasmine Nix came in and tried to save the day. But that's where even if she did so, she would have cost what's her name, JC Jane the match. That's where we got everywhere. Then we got what's her name? Jasmine Nix ends up accidentally hitting what's her name? Jasmine Nix hitting her own partner, JC Jane. But that's where we got Stephanie McCurl's like, what you were about to do? This is where Jasmine Nix was taking it all back, but it was too late because he ends up getting headbutted by the Chilean wrestler. Well, Valkyria super kicked JC Jane, so she got right back up, hit her with that double under backbreaker maneuver that you normally do to get the 1, 2, 3, which was a guarantee, by the way. And yep, that's Ryan mean. So I was telling the truth when I said that. But that's why we got the Mega Girls. That's why the Mega Girls then claim that they're leaving NXT. Like going up to main. That's where then Zarya was like I admit last week, like what a hell of a main event that y'all performed out there. But y'all, well, the sad thing is y'all came up short. And honestly, like I'm not surprised. And then this is where Zarya, and this where the, and this where the last like I don't. And this where Lance Legend was like, I look like I don't know what you're saying right now, but that's right. And so we're gonna try to play peacemaker here onto this to this conflicts, but that's where then what the Zarya also continues that you didn't like, and that's where she was and what did she say? And he's like, That's where then Zarya's like then corrected so because like all I mean was you didn't eliminate nobody fast for you, Miss Legend. Like and then this is like and then y'all had the opportunity to bring the tag team titles to. And that's where it's but the sad thing is like you end up dropping the ball when you came up short against Bianca and that's where then. And that's where the line judge continues. Like, you know what? You got a lot to say for someone who's sitting there, their fat ass right at home. Like this, where we got Tatum Paxley and Chauncey and Gigi Dolan's like, yeah, yeah, that's where Tatum Paxley like, yeah, yeah, you might have a point about the meta girls, but you haven't fought like how you know about it'll be easier fighting girls like Naomi and Bianca. But that's where then. And that's where we got Zarya was trying to wanted to stay out of this, but this where what's her name took offense to this because she was talking poorly to her friend Gigi Dolan. Did step up to her. This is where they never got into a fight, but luckily we got Shotzi and so we could then broke things up before it got more ugly. This is where this ended up turning to a tag team. This is where we got the Mega Girls. Like, you know what? We're gonna let you take care of that. And this is where we got. And let me know in the comments down below who you were rooting for, like when this match happened. Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next news. We got Lexus King that came out and he was presented like if he was let's say a very rich and looked like a very rich British mafia leader, I guess you could say, with his outfit on. Like just saying, like with his character and his appearance, but that's where it's like this is the biggest achievement in the history of professional wrestling of him becoming the Heritage Cup champ. He couldn't do it alone though because they have a lot of legends, but they got the LAG show and he's like, you got the very own William Regal. He reached out to him. He's like, he tried to show him the light. He tried to show him who he truly is. And this was like, and he got other names in back there too. And he's like, how about Ryan Leaf, like the biggest buzz of the NFL, like come here to NXT to give me some advice. Like, oh really? Like it don't work that way, brother. Like because the king doesn't take advice. And I was like, like I don't know about that. Like Lexus, like there's has been some kings that needed some advice or someone to interpret things that they wanted like a royal servant to do for them like in the past before proven fact. But it's what That's where we got Alexis King. Then continued saying like the king has always been played by his own rules because why wouldn't he? And then this where he pointed out that look at him like he's like I've been out of the kennel and became a pedigree days afterwards. He's like so why you guys when people think like people yeah, let me transform like if I was gonna change up on you and become some law abiding like some submissive big uh that like uh, dismissing biter and this why he's like and then it's like he's like and the king is what he said. And that's where one thing was kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Alexis King, like saying he's not like the guy, like we're gonna change from heel to face, even though he did say them like yeah, the heel from a face, like but he said he was just pretending just to get some sympathy. He's like he's not no law abiding baiter, and then this was like because the king's blood like does not run with that of a normie, and then this is where this is where he continued say like he never asked for this. He was like, and no, like he wasn't like as a matter of fact, like he tried to do everything he could, like to anything but be like his father, which that's probably for the best. Because he's not like his father, but it's where then Lexus King admitted that he didn't get a chance to know him, let alone know who he was, but he know what he is, and then know, and then he knew what he was now because he was a loose cannon and he did everything he went, and that's the only thing he admires from his own old man. That's where he got Alexis King to continue saying, it's such a shame because like he had so much potential in this business, like and but he never quite reached that potential. And this is where fans are booing, like boo. It's like, but through all that, like all that smoke and mirrors and advice of all the legends, like he, King felt truly in his mess, and he was just that, like, and he's just this. He all he knows was his father's son, like, and especially to everybody. And then he's like, that's what he is. Like, if he's like, you want me to change and be like that? Like, you want to be something that I'm not? Like, which that does like, no, like, maybe it's a good idea to have him be this guy, to not change as the cocky heel that he was playing. But it's where everybody's shivering, saying, like, he's not going to be who he's not, and he's going to stay who he is. And then this is where then he tells some truth, like because the truth is like the Heritage Cup champion, this which is he referred to as Sweet Queen, like and she's been mistreated and been mistreated for far too long. And then this is where then he continues that he's gonna be offending the peers when he say this. He's like the first proclamation, like as the Heritage Cup champion, like he's gonna change the way that his title, like that's gonna be defended and the way it's gonna be held. And he's like gone by the game, like none of the days that the unadvised corpsman, like and then the egregious time limit, like no, it's not gonna be neither of that. Like from this day forward, like that Heritage Cup championship will be one fall, like winner takes all kind of rules. And then before we can even continue, this is where we start hearing some very familiar music, and it was none other than the returning Fandango. And that's where I was like, what? And before Vic Joseph, Booker T, or Corey Graves had the chance to react into the shocking moment, I was like, this is not him. Like, no. I was like, Fandango? And that's where then Vic Joseph did say, like, it can't be. And, and it and that's why he's like, yeah, that's very funny and quippy. Why he said, like that's where some fond of like that. Yeah, that's very clever and witty. That's come the guy that just came had his face painted on off this morning, which I started dying with laughter. Like this guy never lost his personality. It seemed like he never left the building in Stanford. But it's but it, but it, but but that's where then Alexis King corrected him, saying like no, like I look good. And it's not paint. It's not spray paint. Like it's a paintbrush. And that's where then this where the Fandango's like, it's JDC, and I'm representing the system for TNA Wrestling. Pointing that out because they're partnering with the Stanford-based promotion. But that's where the point is like the system is looking for a little bit of gold out of the trophy case, no matter if it's from WWE or TNA or anywhere that any company that they're partnering. He's like he wouldn't mind to wrap his lips around his cup and have a little bit of a drink around top of the cup. And that's where then he continues that he knows that but like in TNA, like but what we don't know is the action because I talked to the management TNA and they further this Heritage Cup next Tuesday. And this is where Alexis King's looking at the show like how? And this is where then found out like, look at me while I'm telling you this, like because this is very important. Like I'm gonna take I'm gonna be I'm gonna be competing in the Heritage Cup championship against you. This is where then like King like go ahead and take a sip out. This is because like Mr. JDC from the system like yeah, you got your system on TNA, but we also have a system right here in NXT. Like I don't know the US is bang like like no, like you know, referring to that movie site. Like it's you refer Fandango. So next week, fine, you have your match. You'll be facing against me, and just come to and we're gonna dance. And then this is where he means it by like grappling, obviously. But that would be very funny if they did do a dance. But this is where we got what's his name. This is where we got the match announced. Like all thanks to TNA and WWE management about this. And who do you think's gonna win the Heritage Cup championship? It's gonna be JDC or which if it was out of context, you'll probably think it stands for something that's nothing good, like when it comes to a place where bad children go. But but before but before yeah, but before I move on, I want to say that yeah, if you do call him a Fandango, who do you think is gonna win? Is it gonna be him or gonna be Alexis King that's gonna walk out as the Heritage Cup champion? Who's gonna be drinking out of the cup at celebration? Let me know in the comments. But that's where we got a cut scene like with WWE show from the new show that's going to be on the CW, features the current NXT North American champion Tony D'Angelo. It's where it's gonna be. He's gonna be on this top hit series, Wild Card, if I'm not mistaken. Wild Cards actually. Into it. But this where then Adriana Rizzo said, I can't wait to watch the rest of it when both his bros and sister got to watch a sneak peek that he played on their TV. This where the Chase Stacks Rizzo's like, yeah, first you became a top star in this business, now you're being a top star in the TV business. Well, and this is where the Jenny Stacks Rizzo trying to promise him a red carpet celebration. Like this is where Tony D'Angelo then tried to insist him. He's like, now's not the time. But it's where then he's like, no, like I insist, like I got everything under control. He's like, all right, like let's hope that it's not disappointing. This is where Tony D'Angelo's like, and also you got a match against Rich Holland tonight. Like, so if I was you, I would suggest you to be focused on that. And yeah, that match was up next. And yeah, these guys, yeah, totally went to a mini war, if not an appetizing battle, I guess you could say. But either way, however you want to describe it as, I would say, in my opinion, this deserves the third place spot. It was just super amazingly entertaining and interesting. Like with Rich Holland's quite not done yet against Tony D'Angelo, or when it comes to him facing the match for his NXT North American Championship. But well, let's get started. This is where we got Channing to hit a step up insecurity right onto the onto the brutal man. This is where we got Channing Stacks hit another springboard drop kick. At least that's what Corey Graves described it as. This is where we got Channing Stacks going for a missile drop kick, go up to William Bridge move out of the way, and then did 2+2=4 kind of wrestling math by hitting a tackle right onto Chase Stacks window because it does make sense. Is where he hit the reverse clothesline right onto what's his name onto Channing. This is where he eyes him from the bottom corner to the upper left corner side. This is where he's back first onto there. This is where we got There's where then we got what? But there's where then we got watching that they change that to grab onto the trunks onto Rich Holland, hit him face first onto the ropes, hit a super kick onto him. Is where we got what's that's where Rich Holland went right back, hit the pump kick right into the face onto what's his name, Cheney Stacks Renzo. This where start grabbing him to the face onto Tony D'Angelo. Like this is your boy, this is your boy, the underboss. Like you don't seem like he's no boss to me. This is where what's his name, Cheney Stacks Renzo takes offense to that and slapped him across his face while trying to make sure he watches his mouth. This is where then he hits some right hands. This is where he goes hitting him right to the left side, so we try to go to the right, to the left. It's where the flying clothesline. This is where the fans are chanting, let's go, Ridge, let's go, let's go. Ridge. This is where he throws, what's his name, chanting stacks went right to the left side. He's trying to close on him out, but it's where then he kicks him right in the face, he springboard, and hits a springboard tornado DDT kind of sort maneuver. That's where we got what's his name? That's where we got Brooks Jensen and Sean Spears. We're watching this right into the corner in the upper right corner side, right on that little platform where some of the wrestlers that are like outside of the match, like watch from, I guess you could say, but this is where we got Rich Holland knocking Channing Stacks Renzo right over the top rope right to the outside. And I was like, holy smokes, like that does not look very safe to me. This is where we got. This is where Rich Holland pushes Luca Cruzifino that trying to come in and trying to help him out, but it's where Luca Cruzifino. This is where then we got. This is where we got what's his name. This is where we got. This is where we got Luca Cruzifino trying to come in and distract the referee, or no, they're not trying to get right to Rich Holland's face. But this is where we got Izzy Dame was about to do it again. Somebody got back on Britney Spears because not only she was doing it again, but she also, I guess, trying to dress like her as well. This is where she was about to hit a big pump kick, like how she did a couple weeks ago when Tony D'Angelo beat him when he was defending his NXT North American Championship. Looking like she kind of teasing that she wants to join the D'Angelo family. But luckily, Rich Holland was there to stop her from even doing the maneuver. That's where this distraction worked anyways, because this is where we got Channing Stacks Renzo trying to go for a surprise roll-up, only for Rich Holland did a pump-up DDT right into the face on the middle of the ring. Get a 1-2-3. Winner of this match, Rich Holland. And yeah, give him a big congratulations for that performance. You got to give credit where credit is due. And what do you think what's next for Rich Holland? Do you think he's going to get another rematch against Tony D'Angelo's North American Championship? And maybe this time he'll win? Let me know in the comments. Or else, what's the point of even continuing this rivalry when it should have ended if Tony D'Angelo's going to retain? But that's what we got a little conversation backstage in the locker room with Fraxium, about the next challenger. But that's where we got. But this is where we got Josh Briggs and his partner, which I totally forgot his name. This is where then. This is where then Josh Briggs, like, if you're smart, like you, like yeah, if you. This is where he starts sounding like Austin Theory the way he speaks. This is where Josh Briggs is like, yeah, like if you're smart and if you're smart enough, y'all put those titles on the line against us because the last time we checked, like OTM's nowhere in the building because like ever since that we beat them and sent them back home like out of embarrassment. That's where Nathan Frazier was like, "Oh, you're talking about a lot of talk. Like, how about like to see you like do that, like do a lot of action when you find somebody to use to try to take in the ring as your sparring partner, because like unlike y'all, like the Nemeth brothers are looking for some action and they always do the action." Like that's why they getting the shot. But before we even defend those titles against them, how about y'all do a match next week? Like see y'all if y'all well deserving. And if y'all can do that, then we can talk. And that's where they walk out of there. That's where then Josh Briggs and his partner from Pro Wrestling Noah was wondering like who exactly who they should make an example out of, like of convincing Fraxium for the WWE Tag Team Championship. I'm like, maybe it could be somebody from TNA. It could be a top NXT tag team that nobody wouldn't expect them to be. Maybe there's plenty of possibilities. But moving on, speaking to a tag team matches where we got into the women's division because we got the pairing of Zarya and what's her name, Zarya and Saruka, which a pairing that we would never thought we would see on NXT ever since Zarya did make her NXT debut. But they've been like that ever since they teamed in that 10 woman tag match where they teamed with Stephanie Vaquer and what's her name, Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, and what's her name, was it Jordan Grace? Was it? Yeah. But that's where we got the potential team of Chemical X, which they kind of look similar to the Powerpuff Girls, which was featured Shotzi, JC Jane, and what's her name? Shotzi, JC Jane, and Tatum Paxley. This is where it was Tatum and what's her name? It was Tatum and Gigi Dolan. This is where I'd start off with Soruka and Tatum and Paxley, which Tatum Paxley sent her right. What's her name? Tatum Paxley right to her corner. This is where she gets tagged in by her friend Gigi Dolan. This is where we got Tatum Paxley. I mean, they got sent right to the middle of the ring when she tried to use Tatum Paxley as a human surfboard, but she only did it for like 5 seconds until she got pushed by the legal woman of Gigi Dolan. I'm like, is these girls are turning heel or something? Because why they acting heelish? But that's when we got Zarya was in the ring because she got tagged in by what's they saw Ruka. That's where they got Gigi Dolan to try to go for a crucifix pin. Is where we got Tatum Paxley then going right up into Tatum Paxley. Not Tatum, but it was Gigi Dolan. Then she gets slammed back first right by what's her name? What's her name? Here's where she gets slammed by Zarya. This is where we got Zarya tags in Soruka, so you can go for a powerbomb crossbody. But this is where we got Gigi Dolan go for a Hurricane Rana, while along with Tatum Paxley go for an elbow drop after she did so. This is where we try to go for a pin, but she ends up only getting a two. I'll say 1-2.1 count. This is where we got. This is where we got Tatum Paxley. Spider inside submission lock with her wrapping her legs around the back of the leg of what's her name of Soruka by with her hands start squeezing the jaw of Soruka. This is where she tried to go for an attack, but she was like, no, I have a better idea. I'm gonna go for a rolling what's it called, a wrist lock double underhook suplex. This is where she ends up tagging in what's her name? Taking on Gigi Dolan. This is where she goes for a springboard cannonball. This is where she goes for a pin, but this is where Ruka still managed to kick out at 2.3. This is where Soruka goes for her head scissors. This is where she gets tagged in by Zarya. This is where Zarya goes for a clothesline. This is where we got Zarya go for another clothesline. This is where she goes for a big boot. This is where she hits a big headbutt as well. This is where we got Zarya ducks, go for a German suplex onto Tatum Paxton when she was closed on in her way. This is where we got Zarya to start beating her right to the chest. She was like, and you're next. This is where you go for a devastating spear. She almost got the 3. She would have probably gotten away with it if it wasn't for Gigi's meddling doll friend. This is where we got what's her name? So Ruka luckily came in. She was in the 8th for what's her name? Zarya. This is where she put her on the shoulder while Zarya did the same with Gigi Dolan. Simple piece security. Both Gigi and Tatum go for double arch whip, but this is where we got. This is where Zarya go for a close on to Gigi. This is where we got Tatum Paxley try to go for a crossbody. She ends up getting caught by Zarya, which Zarya did like an F10 like maneuver. Then Soruka came in, hits the Soul Snatcher onto what's her name? Onto Gigi Dolan to get the 1-2-3 winner of this match. Yeah, Soruka and Zarya, which probably earns a blue ribbon of the night because the bronze trophy just has to go to Channing Stacks Lorenzo against Rich Holland, with got some very intriguing got a very intriguing feud between them, but between Tony D'Angelo and Ridge Holland, and the NXT Championship is very interesting, and same with the women's division as well, including what I'm going to talk about next. But this is where we got a little vignette about the Women's Royal Rumble, which everybody from NXT enters. And this is where we got the arrival of Jordan Grace, which even though despite her making an appearance at Royal Rumble, we never saw her make an appearance on the NXT brand. Maybe they're not quite there yet. Maybe they're not ready to bring them in, like bring her in to bring her in and become a what they call a regular in the division just yet. Maybe that probably won't be until like anytime after NXT. Until like NXT, what they call it, Vengeance Day, I guess you could say. Because it's been rumored that she's gonna stick around in the NXT roster despite this Royal Rumble appearance, I guess you could say. But this is where we got all the women that's gonna be in this contract signing segment, which was Roxanne Perez, Julia holding up her women's in the NXT Championship, and Bailey. This is what we got. This is where we got Trick Williams was very ticked off, and he still is not in a very nice mood. This where then Trick Williams like, no, a game plan. I don't know game plan. Like me and Oba Finn, I might depend on Oba for that. We're not no team. We're not no team. We don't have no strategy. Like it's very simple. Like you we got a time at the week for the sun. Like he's like, no, I'm gonna get that down. Not walling out there. Like yeah, well, I understand why they even out there. I understand why Ava even gave the opportunity first. Like I'm gonna drop your bitch ass. I'll drop both of y'all's bitch ass. And then you, Oba, you're gonna be getting it too. But once he left, this is where we got the monitor behind Sarah Schreiber that was interviewing Trick Williams. That's where that went back to what they called went to a busy screen or a color screen where it says Vengeance Dad, which it could mean the debut of somebody. I'm not sure if it would be Jordan Grace though, but it had me wonder like who has a persona that make TVs like have that color screen right in front of it that says Vengeance Dad. Either way, like I think it's gonna be like all the way back from 2000. But this is where we got the women's wrestlers like Bailey and what's her name, Roxanne Perez and Julia came out. Well, before Julia came out, Pittsburgh you got Pittsburgh and Roxanne Perez started like I want to point them up at the Royal Rumble. A very great performance, and not only Pittsburgh, but I've been in there for hours. Well, this is what Bookie said. Oh yeah, man. That's what Roxanne Perez like. Like let me talk about my runner up at the Royal Rumble. Like it's 1 hour. That is 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. Like yeah, that's right. Like I broke the record for the longest time in Rumble history. And that even break your record too, right, Bailey? And even Rhea Ripley's and Bianca Belair's as well. This was like Roxanne Perez. He was like, but right now, like we're like it's gonna be you and me. That's when then Bailey was like like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you want to talk about? Just only me and you? Like, is Julia gonna come out? Like, don't you know what the women's champion? Like, that's the whole point of having a super time. Like, you didn't, like, and heck, you didn't even win a match. Everybody like, yeah, you're right, baby. Like, I didn't win the match, but guess who I did eliminate? Like, Julia, like what they pointed out, which I totally appreciate. That's what Roxanne Perez, like, It's just like if you had a nerve that come to NXT and mentor me, like you really came from the NXT Women's Championship, continuing that delusional, yeah, like when she's being kind of delusional yeah. It was like you tried coming in to mentor me, but you came into NXT. You cannot get enough of talking about that. Is where it's like, yeah, you're just keep getting tired of getting your ass kicked on SmackDown, so you hop on the Raw, but still not cooking right. You know, because she's not cooking with all that old brother, like you're really going, they're really going. That's what it is. You're trying to get the top prize in my brand in wrestling. Just like I got to face, we got to face it because I see what you mean, baby. I want more. I don't just want the NXT Women's Championship. I want all the titles, just like all the titles that your best friend has over at the competition side. Like not only in that company as well, but enough about what I'm talking about right here. But it's where the Rock's the like, I'm gonna keep him out of my way so I have to surpass him. This was she's like, I'm gonna Raw, SmackDown, and then she's like, and I'm gonna go to everywhere in the world of wrestling that we're associated with. This where Baby was like, yo, Rocks, shut up, look, we get it. Like someday I hope that you do surpass me. Like actually always do accomplish more 10 times more than I ever did, because ain't that what it's all about? She was like, do you not actually get that? And she was like, so you know, crying you so tired. Like, this building right here, like I actually literally built this first one with my own bare hands, like where the vision even started in the first place. Like, so this, like, it is what it is where the baby pointed out, like, where the spot where Dusty Rhodes taught her how to hold a microphone in promo class. It is where it is where the, what, it is where the, this word then she continued on the promo. She's like, and you have no respect for any of that. Like this word, then Rock said, brother, no, and then this word, and Bailey's like, no, don't interrupt me. I wasn't done talking, sis. And this is like, when you lost your title, you lost your mind. Like I was like, well, I'm not sure, like. I'm not sure if it was like right. I'm not sure if it was right after she lost her mind, but I was like, I don't think it was ever since she lost the title. I think it's ever since very first. I mean, it's ever since when she became the women's championship, like for the second time in her career. But it's where, Bailey said I'm going, and also unlike you, I'm going to WrestleMania, and I'm going to go to WrestleMania. Like, and when I see Roxanne, I see like after hitting this, like this just might as well lead to Red's friend too. And that's where the Roxanne president wants to say much about it. But that's what baby like, when it comes to me in the NXT Championship, if I don't win that championship on Avengers Day, like I'll be perfectly just fine because I have something I have something to fall back on. But do you? Have anything for me? Here's what Roxanne president shaking her head. This is what Roxanne. This is what baby was like. I guess what I thought. This is where Roxanne's like yeah, you don't get it, baby. When it comes to the NXT Championship, like I don't have no friend. When she calls out, which I bet somewhere in the locker room, like, and somewhere down in the locker room, Cora Jade must have been very heartbroken and very disrespected, and not to mention offended with her best friend just said, like with her sound like a narcissist for saying it. That's what she also was going on and on by saying like she don't have no mentor, and then and going forward, people have no equal in WWE. And I believe and I believe that Booker T didn't take this lightly either because he doesn't have no mentors. Who's the guy that brought you into the WWE though? But anyway, yeah, like, I was surprised that Booker T didn't say anything when she kind of offended him and Cora Jade for saying that. But we're gonna get into that like in just a moment. This is where we got Wells Roxanne president. She was like, so like you can go ahead and keep talking all you love because if Vince is that, I'm gonna win back my NXT Women's Championship, and then I'm gonna go to Raw and I'm gonna win that title, the Women's World Championship. Heck, maybe I'll go to SmackDown and win that title too, which is the WWE Championship, which is currently held uh, by what's in it, by Tiffany Stratton, the girl I already beaten before. And this version, this was just like, and if I do relinquish the NXT championship, maybe, just maybe, Cora can even finally win the championship. And her baby's like, whoa, I would hate to be you right now for mentioning that because I don't think she will be liking these type of compliments. But that's where we got Julia finally came out because she was getting tired of hearing Roxanne's mouth, so she just ended up quickly just coming in the ring. So like, all right, let's get this over with and make this official. This is where Julia went face to face with Roxanne. Roxanne went face to face with her. That's where she had the NXT and the women's championship in her hands on the right side. And so Julia then looked at Bayley and then looked back at Roxanne, where she must have been cheating and looking in the Bailey's promos, what they call promo script, or at least the first part saying enough. Like she was like you are nothing, Roxanne, and that's for you, Bailey. Trust me. Like I will beat you too. Like no, nothing personal, but I will. Like and it's where Bailey's like, oh really? Like you're beating a 13-year vet here, and that's where Julia was like. It was like there's gonna be one person that's gonna survive the beautiful madness. And then that's where we got Charlotte Flair came out because she promised that she will pay a visit to see Julia in the Tuesday night show and see if she inspires her. But I don't think she did exactly did that. But this is where it kind of teased a bit like she could face her at the biggest showcase event, just like how she did to Rhea Ripley about 5 years ago when she won that year's Royal Rumble and challenged for the NXT Women's Championship at the time. It's where the fans started cheering her like much more than what the fans in the main roster did. That's where fans gave welcome her back with some open arms by chanting "Welcome back" to the Queen of Flares. That's where then Shaw Flair's like NXT, thank you so much. And that's where then she said, this where she referred herself as Mama, and she finally has come home. That's where she's like, yeah, your queen has arrived back at the PC, and now the NXT is like, you know why? Because I am NXT homegrown, which that's true because she's one of the original, just like $1 Million Bayley. But that's where the Roxanne, that's where the Flair's like, this always will be my home, no matter well established or older I get. That's what that, that's what Sean Flair did, asked the fans, did they remember from 5 years ago, when she went back to NXT and then she became a two-time NXT Women's Champion. This is where the fans did not like that. Even though despite they were cheering, this is where Sean Flair pointed that out. Saying, you don't like that, yeah, you. She was like, yeah, let's forget about it. But let's talk about the record-breaking woman in the ring, and that is Roxanne. 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds, right? She was like, yeah, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. You. And then this one, and Roxanne Perez was like, yeah, and if you, yeah, you, I'm so proud of you to achieving this accolade. But here's the thing, Roxanne, if you're champion by the times WrestleMania, wherever those three brands, you will be runner-up yet again. And that's where Roxanne, that's what do you mean by saying that? This is where Sean Flair was like, yeah, Julia, champ, yeah, the hype is for real. And then that's where then she's like, and I do respect the hell out of you. And I wish I was in the ring right there to shake your hand. And she's like, and yes, you are the champion of the greatest women's division in the world. And that's what right and Starfire's like, but guess what? She's like, but I am 10 times better. And then that's where then Starfire started cracking up, when she said that, it's where the Starfire's like, but no, wait, I'm not done yet. She's and finally, last but not least, Bailey. It's a moment that for all of us to do this because we go back for many years. That's where then this is where Bailey's like, yeah, quite a much. And this is where she pointed back. This is where the Shaw Flair's like, she's and if you do become a champion yourself, like I will guarantee you, I will be a women's champion, walking out of WrestleMania. But this is where we saw somebody whacking whacking what's her whack whacking what's her name whacking Bailey in the back with a with a bat or something, yeah, with a bat, pulling the Seth Rollins like what he did to Roman Reigns almost 11 years ago. This is where she did the same to Julia. This was none other than Cora Jade to start whacking the bat around everybody. This is where we got Roxanne Perez was trying to be reasonable, saying like, no, like I was just saying that to Bailey just to distract her. Trying to because she was trying to stir up the pot. Like she was like I was just kidding about I don't have any friends, and this is where Cora J's like, oh yeah, like I bet you do. And this is where she did not give no damn. This is where she whacked her right into the bat. But this is where what's her name was lucky. Roxanne Perez was lucky she didn't get hit, but she ends up leaving the ring. This is where Cora Jade then grab onto the NXT Women's Championship, whack Bailey in the back again. Then this is where they got Roxanne Perez like, what monster that I created. And this is where Cora Jade grabbed and reclaimed the NXT Women's Championship. And do you think that she could be added into the NXT Women's Championship triple threat match, making it a 4-way? Let me know in the comments down below. But they definitely teased it right here. Like, I don't know, like this is not like a tease of that on Vengeance Day, like where they could possibly get an opportunity by next Tuesday. I don't know what else to tell you other than like crowning Roxanne Perez as the women's champion of NXT. And then this is where we could give Cora Jade her flowers and her moment of winning the NXT Women's Championship, something that she failed to do for the last 4 years. But this is where we got Javon Evans and Ethan Page was face to face with between what's her name with Ava saying like we're not gonna do no physical, both the bouncy wrestler and the all ego wrestler. Then saying like, you know what, no, we don't need no physicality. We're just talking. This is where the Ethan Page is like. This is where this is where Ethan Page is like, hey, don't worry, like I will be on my best behavior, Ava. Like if Jawbreaker here is gonna do the same, she's like, and that's where he told Javon Evans, like the only reason why I crack you in the jaw, like, is because like because it was a message from the final boss. But this where this, that's where they got security and that's where then Ava and the security was trying to come. That's where then they're trying to come up. This is where like but since you attacked the cameraman and the security guard, I'm afraid we're going to suspend you. That's where the Javon Evans didn't find the third. He's like how you suspend me when he's the one that broke my jaw? This is where he's like, I understand, but the rules are rules. But this is where he got. This is where we got. This is where we got. This is where we got. Ava was like, "Oh no, Ethan Page. Like, how about I challenge you for a match at NXT? What's that called? Vengeance Day." This is where the Javon was like, "Yeah, I'm glad we will break your face anytime, any place, anywhere." And this is where Ava was like yeah, like okay, this sounds like a bad idea. Like we'll do this like only on one condition, like, and that is like if Javon Evans is medically cleared to compete. And that's where then Javon Evans like, okay, that's a date. And then this is where we got what's his name, Ethan Page. And this is where then Ethan Page did say like that's only if you can make it a week from the Saturday. But this is where we got what's her name. Abel's like, you're lucky I'm considering this right now to both of them. But let me know down in the comment section right down below. Like, do you think this will be another match that's gonna be added on the card? Which this could happen, but only if they do have Javon Evans be cleared on that for that show. But That's where Ridge Holland came in. Like, went to the D'Angelo family after Josh Briggs promised a match for Yoshii and him will take on Hank and Tank, which they made a done deal, which Hank Walker and Tank Ledger agreed, repeating him. This is where we got. This is where we got Izzy Dame, and there was with the D'Angelo family. I guess she's about to be an official member. This is where it changed things. You want some more when we talk him. This is where the Rich Holland and he was like, no, like I want to talk to you, like men. This is where we're talking. Well, like I'm coming here for the Don. Like I seen the look in your face right there, Don. Like if I truly deserve one more match, and then if this time I'll be taking the motivation. I was like, yeah, I think this will be perfect. But this is what Tony D'Angelo pointed out. A logical statistic by saying like why should I give you a shot if you already lost me 2 weeks ago? This was like that's because your female assistant here, your beauty bimbo here is the one that put me in the face. That's the reason why I'm not the North American champion with him excusing himself. But this is where Tony D'Angelo's like, okay, like I won't, like I don't need my family to beat you. So one more time, and if you lose, like no more shot at the NXT North American Championship. But this is where we got Carmen Petrovic and what's her name and Carmen Petrovic and Kalani Jordan went 1-on-1 with Kalani Jordan teasing her heel turn if she's not one already, looking like a female version of her HIM boyfriend, I guess you could say. But that's where we got Carmen and Kalani start going for grapple like back and forth, back and forth. But but that's where we got Kalani Jordan go for a full Nelson lock, then go for a snapmare to a drop kick. This is where trying to go for a pin, but this is where we got not what was it was Carmen Petrovic. This is where Carmen and then dips what's her name? Kalani right to the left side. This is where then she goes for a slide duck, but this is where she ends up getting shoulder tackle by Kalani. That made her fall right to the side, and she got right back up right to the upper left corner side. This is where we got Kalani Jordan trying to go for clothesline. This is where we got Carmen Petrovic going to go for roundhouse kicks after roundhouse. This is where it starts stomping on to the former women's North American champion. This is where the referee had to stop her when they were at 3.5. This is where we got what's her name of Kalani Jordan trying to go for a sneak attack, but she ends up getting leg swiping tripped. This is where you got a knee strike. This is where we got Carmen to go for an arm lock maneuver of some capacity. This is where we got Kalani Jordan and placed her right to the bottom left side. Then started spearing her right to the midsection, right to the bottom left side. This is where we got. This is where we got Kalani Jordan and Irish whipped her right into the upper right corner side. This is where she goes for a springboard kick. The Canadian Ninja, I guess you could call her. This is where she tried to go for the pin, but this is where we got Kalani Jordan kick out right at 2.3. This is where we got. This is where we got a little mini headlock by Carmen. This is where we got Ashante Adonis right to the ringside area. This is where we got. But this is where we got Kalani Jordan to get wrist lock. But this is where we got Kalani to go for a counter, try to go for a roundhouse kick. Once Carmen duck out of it, she ends up getting back kicked by her. But this is where we got Carmen that gets arm drag by Kalani. This is where she hits the middle drop kick. This is where we got Kalani Jordan trying to go for the boot. This is where we got what's her name? Carmen and dodge out of the way. This is where she tried to go for a punch, but this is where she gets blocked by Kalani. Gets kicked in the midsection. This is where we got Kalani Jordan that did a shrug emoji when the Ashante Adonis then was trying to check on his on-screen girlfriend, I guess you could say. This is where he paid a price because once he did so, this is where he also sacrificed for her when Kalani Jordan did a diving corkscrew on the her. This is where we got Carmen Petrovic then hit a suicide dive onto what's her name, Kalani Jordan. Right after she got distracted with Jada Parker when she got in the ring. I got into the arena, actually, not in the ring, the arena. And And then also, like he got very angry when she attacked her man. This is where she had the tornado DDT. This is where she tried to go for a pin. But this is where we got Kalani kicking out at 2.4, if I'm not mistaken. But this is where WWE NXT went on to their powerful force in all of professional wrestling, which is the commercial break. But once they got done with the advert, this is where we got what's her name, Kalani Jordan, that was on top. This is where she was going for a pin. This is where she ends up getting denied with a kick out, however, at 2.6. This is where Jada Parker was sitting right in front of the what's it called? The sitting right in front of the announce table. But that's where we got what's her name? That's where Kalani Jordan and gets one right to the top corner side. Just like tell go for a kick when what's her name? When that's where we got Carmen Petrovic and try to go for the dragon screw. This is where she tried to go for a forearm strike twice. As a matter of fact, didn't follow up with a discus clothesline. This is where we got. But this is where we got what's her name? Kalani Jordan started, or not Kalani, was what's her name? Carmen Petrovic started going for kicks, and then roundhouse kick, and then go for a clothesline. This is where we got try to go for a pin, but this is where she ends up getting denied with a kick out at 2.2, if I'm mistaken. This is where we got Kalani Jordan and going for what they call it. What that a flipping hurricane run of like with her legs right up on the top rope and flipping her opponent down. This would look similar to Trish Stratus, a fellow women's Canadian wrestler. But yeah, Carmen Petrovic actually to try to go for a tornado DDT. But this is where she ends up getting countered with a hip suplex by the former women's North American champion Jordan. But this is where Petrovic kick out at 2.3, was it? Yeah. But this is where then we got what's name trying to go for a single underhook suplex. Kalani, but this is where she gets hit with a schoolgirl by what's her name, Carmen Petrovic, which is the devastating move in professional wrestling. But this is where she kicks out. This is where she throws right to the left side. This is where she tries to go for a springboard kick. But this is where we got Kalani Jordan spin around, hits a Olympic suplex slam or whatever move. This is where we got. This is where we got Kalani Jordan going for a split-legged moonsault, get the 1, 2, 3 that way, or no, she actually did go for a sleep. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, she put her to sleep. But that's where then she celebrated a little bit with Mike Rome, and then was it about to introduce her as the presenter as the winner. But that's where Kalani Jordan was not letting Carmen Petrovic go when she tried to redo a sleeper hold on to her. That's where then. This is where we got what's her name? Jada Parker was like, I like what I see here. This is where you got to take. That's where then what's her name? That's where then they that's where we got Carmen Petrovic. I'm not Carmen. What's her name? Jada. I mean, not Jada. Uh, Kalani Jordan then redid the sleeper hold on to Carmen Petrovic. This is where she wouldn't let go and listen to the referees and security guards. This is where the WWE then or NXT I should say with Jada Parker saying poor baby, whatever that means. This is where then we got this is where then what Mike Rome then let everybody know that Kalani Jordan's win was vote, and then it was reversed uh, with Carmen Petrovic is now the winner. And that's where she tried to go up for an attack. That's where she tried to attack either what's her name, Jada Parker or Mike Rome, which I don't understand why she's taking their anger on either of those two uh, two personalities, I guess you could say. But that's what got Stephanie Vaquer and was getting interviewed back on the outside parking lot, which is the cursed place in WWE. But it's where then this where she was like I was born like for everything in my path, and she said also said like she gonna rise with pain, like and there's ain't gonna be nothing confirmed when there's for any title. She was but the eyes of the Dark Angels are the on the North American place. She was like in Avengers Day, she will make history because she's gonna come in NXT to be champion, and then she's gonna be the third ever NXT Women's North American champion. She was like, yeah, like JC and Jasmine cannot help you. Like in Fallon, I will indeed see you in hell because she is the Dark Angel, which I understand how she's the baby face. In other companies, she was more likely a heel. But that's a different video for a different day. But next up, we got the main event match, which it was A-Town Down Under, taking on a team of Trick Williams and Oba Femi, which is not going to get just any trophy, but it's going to get a golden trophy. But that's where we got Josh Briggs and his partner, wasn't Nathan Frazier and Axiom was in the room with Ava, but this is what she was doing one time because Bailey because Bailey was in there because she was asking Ava. She was like I don't care about Vengeance Day right now. Like I'll deal with that later. Like I want Cora Jade next week, and this is where Ava made it official. This is where he got Josh Briggs then asked to Ava. This is where then. Yeah, Yashiki, and Namora and Josh Briggs were asking like, can we do a tag team match with Hank and Tank when they start saying that together? But this is where what's the name? This is where it was okay. This is what they said at the same time, and this is where Nathan Frazier and Action was cracking up. This is where Josh. This, this is where the this word and what's your name? This was like you was like it was like for this word then it was like okay like if y'all gonna come into me y'all need to work on those words of the team, but luckily I can fix that because how about we do a triple threat tag team match with y'all, Hank and Tank, and NQCC for those that are unaware what that tag team has no core catch crew that features Tavion Heights and what's his name, Miles Bourne. But also next week, we will be seeing on the Go Home show of NXT, we'll be seeing Tony D'Angelo taking on Rich Holland in a steel cage match. And then we got a Heritage Cup match between uh, Lexus King against JDC or what's his name, Fandango, or formerly known as Fandango. Here's where And that's where I got Sarah Schreiber that was in an in-ring or a backstage interview with A-Town Down Under on the way out to the ring. That's where it's like, oh, that's where it's like, that's where she asked Grace One and Austin, like both of their opponents, Oba and Trick, are very angry. That's where what's his name? What's his name? Grace Wall reassured her, but let her know that they're the same way, and they're gonna express that, like they're gonna express that frustration as soon as they get in the ring with them, talking about the game. But when it comes to them in the ring, not so much. But we're gonna get into that in just a moment. But this is where Grayson Waller that said, like, we're going to do, this is going to be a preview of what we're going to do on Dimensions Day. I'll become the NXT champion. But that's where Austin Theory didn't take that very lightly of him just thinking of himself saying that he's going to be the NXT champion. Where Austin Theory didn't try to correct him, say, like NXT champion, but like, you weren't going to be like that to me, you're going to be for real. Like, if you are, then I'm going to try to stop you from being the NXT champion. But that's where we start seeing that color screen again, like, which it looked like a future debut for an NXT, new edition of the NXT roster. But that is where then they were about to discuss things about it with Austin Theory's like, never mind, like when Grayson Waller was like, they try to correct himself, which I don't think he meant. But this is where then Grayson Waller was like, no, like whoever gets the pinfall, like one of us could be walking out as NXT champion. This is where before they can even they're clarifying things that can be on the same in the same page. That's where their theme music start playing. That's where they're heading out to the ring because they do have a tag team match. And that's why I got some very funny signs from the NXT fans with them showing the sign that says "A-Town Clown" or "Waller sucks" with a capital explanation. But yeah, and it was in purple. But anyways, like this is where once the powerful force came off on this is where we got Trick Williams get things start. Trick Williams came out in Noble Femi. This is where we got things started with the former NXT champion and the former tag team champion. This is where Trick Williams was not playing around, started hitting some strikes right onto Grace Wall right to the bottom left side. This is where he then tried to throw him right to the right side. This is where he goes for this is where then that's where we got what's his name? Grayson Waller trying to go for a duck and leap but he ends up getting hit with that back-legged kick, like if he's a Booker T, which I believe is called a leg clothesline, which looks similar to Booker T used to do. But that's where we got Trick Williams and hit a body slam. That's where you try to ask, can he tag? You want to get tagged in? This is where Obafemi is like, yeah, of course I want to get tagged. And this is where then he changed his mind. This is where then Trick Williams like, okay. This is where he ends up tagging him anyway. This is where we got. This is where Obafemi said, like, I just don't want to get in here because he thought he might. He figured he needed a break. This is where Austin Theory tried to come in and attack Oba, but this is where he ends up getting body slams. Where Grayson Waller caught him when he was distracted by what's his name by Trick Williams. This is where we got Grayson Waller trying to body slam the Nigerian ruler, but this is where it was no use because he was a lot more stronger. This is where Obafemi ended up body slamming him. This is where we got Trick Williams then gets tagged in. This is where we got the former NXT champion did a body slam of his own. This is where he started arguing with Obafemi, which I don't think that was the biggest smart idea, but this is where once they let this get the better of him, this is where we got Grayson Waller coming and the tax trick from behind. Then try to go for an Irish whip to the right side. This is where he try to go. That's where he tried to go for close on, but he ducks. This is where Trick Williams and then running to the left side is where Obafemi looked like he was about to save him, but really just asking like why did he attack him. But Trick Williams was trying to reason with him by telling him that it wasn't him he was trying to intentionally attack him. But that's where we got what's his name? Grayson Waller go for a cannonball dive onto the both men. This is where Grayson Waller and Austin Theory start doing their A-Town Down Under taunt onto their opponents and to the fans in the arena. When I never consoled is where we got. And then we got the partial power force and all professional wrestling came on. And once it got done from the advert, we still got A-Town Down Under was still on top because it seemed like the powerful force must be a massive fan of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, which I never thought of that. But anyways, then we got Austin Theory go for a rolling punch and neck breaker with Grayson Waller attacking Obafemi, but this way he tried to go for a pin with Trick Williams. This ends up not being a victory. This is where he tried to go for like a sideways guillotine kind of headlock maneuver. This is where we got Grayson Waller grabbing onto it here. This is where we got both men start going for strikes onto each other, back and forth with Grayson Waller going for a right elbow strike, and then we got him the knee and him right and back and forth and back. This is where he throws him right to the outside, right to the unforgiving hard concrete floor. This is where then. But this is where we got Grayson Waller. There's the elbow drop onto what's his name on Trick Williams, which that's probably like a Grayson Waller rub. But this is where we got Trick Williams. The man got back up when he got back in the ring. He hit the pop up right hand to the face. This is where we got. But this is where we got him to try to go reaching for what's his name Femi. This is where Femi gets the big old hot tag. This is where they start making a comeback to Grayson Waller. Austin Theory kicks him right in the face when he was trying to splash on him on the upper right. This is where he slapped him right to the chest, which he could have probably gotten to the fourth place spot on the Gunther's envy list, and only just a matter of time where he does go on the main roster and have a dream match. This is where Oba hit the double Samoan drop, even though he's not from Samoa. Or even LLB in Samoan, maybe maybe it should be considered calling it the Nigerian drop. This is where he goes for the elbow drop and the European uppercut on to back and forth on the Austin and Grayson. This is where then once he got done, this is where he about to hit him with the pop-up powerbomb. This is where we got. This is where then Oba Femi's like, you did not just do that when you try to go for a pop-up powerbomb. This is where the when Trick Williams tagging me, this is where he clotheslines. This is where he tags clothesline Austin Theory. Like, oh yes, I did. Like I did clothesline him because I know I can get the job done. The rest of this is where you got Grayson Waller try to go for a clothesline. This is where Trick Williams dodges. This is where he gets hit with a discus elbow by Grayson Waller, with him mocking Oba Femi by hooting at him. Hoo. This is where he tried to go for a clothesline onto Trick Williams. He goes for a spinning kick, like for Trouble in Paradise, and he probably would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling young mayor from A-Town. That's where we got Austin Theory goes for what they call, like he tried to go for a spinning neck breaker, but it's where he tried to jump right on them, leaping on, but this is where they almost had a pop-up powerbomb, but this is where he took a page out of his idol's playbook, grabbed onto the rope, they both fell out of the ring at the same time, like if they both eliminated each other at the Royal Rumble in the last second. But this is where we got Eddie Thornton came in, whiplash to Trick Williams' back. This is where we got Grayson Waller going for the rolling stunner for the 1-2 or the rolling face mat to get the 1-2-3, keeping what's his name out of the match, Trick Williams out of it, and the winners of his match, A-Town Down Under. Give him a huge congratulations, even though I want to see Trick Williams get a rematch, but it seems like that won't be happening at Vengeance Day. All thanks to what's his name, Eddie Thorpe revisiting his feud. Like, just, probably the reason why he is attacking Trick Williams is because of the fact that he's getting an easy opportunity and he isn't. And that's where he threatened and dared Oba Femi to get in the ring with him, so he could just say, Oba Femi's like, even if I did find a way to dodge the whips, like I still would avoid you because you're old news, not new news. Or like you're just old news, I should say, more like. But this is where we got what's his name, and this is where then we got what's his name, Eddie Thorpe started attacking him with some beatings and punches. This is where he took his catchphrase and used it in vain by saying "whoop that trick," and this is where he started whooping Trick right into the with the whip or the strap, whoever it is, the strap. But this is where the referees try to stop him before the show goes off the air. This is where he started whipping one of them, which I won't be surprised if he ends up exactly where Javon Evans was heading into. But it's where the show ended, like with the referees continuing to stop, tell them to stop. This is where the NXT ended with that same deal with when they showed the color screen where it says Vengeance Day, which, like I said, I'm still wondering who exactly that may be in particular. Which the only way to find out is on the day of Vengeance Day, where we can see who exactly is the mystery man or woman, whoever gender, who this star that's making their NXT debut. But let me know about that in the comments. And overall, I'll give NXT probably a normal, generic 4.5 stars because there was not really nothing bad about it. Like with them having the go home show try to be like a mini appetizer version of a pay-per-view. We get the full course meal of the pay-per-view on the Saturday afterwards when they go to Washington, D.C., just hours after AEW Grand Slam. And yeah, if I was continuing the reviewing NXT, I wouldn't have mentioned them by name, but it's the truth. Like, it's going to be on, like, probably, like, about maybe 15, 16, 17 hours after like that already came on, because rumor has it that it's going to start like at 1 or 2 a.m. And here's what I'm probably going to do. Like after I review that that week's SmackDown, I guess you could say, like after I review that, I'm probably gonna get ready to review AEW, like depending on how long I will do SmackDown, which hopefully it won't be long, like in February 14th on the Valentine's Day edition of SmackDown. And it's the day after you know whose birthday, wink wink nudge nudge. So we're probably gonna be doing a little birthday thing, well, probably on Wednesday or maybe Friday, I don't know, like on my wrestling news, like do a little special edition of my birthday review, because I decided to take the day off of doing some podcast videos on that day. But but yeah, like I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and if so, please make sure you hit the big thumbs up button. Considering hit the subscribe button as well, and click on the post notification bell for more SNA content. And yeah, like NXT did a very fabulous job, like when it comes to matches and angles and what and how and what needs to be booked, like for the next show, like between like if it's not what's his name, Tony D'Angelo defending his NXT championship against, I mean his NXT North American championship in a steel cage match with what's his name, Rich Holland inside the steel cage, or if it's not from what's, what's her name, Bailey against Cora Jade, or even Hank and Tank against Yoshiki, Em- Emma Nora, like in Josh Briggs against Hank and Tank. So a future shot at the NXT Tag Team Championship against Fraxium, and much other things are coming. And even some general entertaining matches against from the likes of Stephanie McCurr against JC Jane and Carmen Petrovic against Kalani Jordan, with Kalani Jordan just continuing to slowly burn into a heel. And also the NXT tag team match to see if Trick Williams can be added. But unfortunately, Eddie Thorpe ended up screwing up for the match. And something just tells me I think he's definitely going to be fighting him at Vengeance Day, a week from the Saturday. I sure hope that Trick Williams does get his redemption. And then we lead back to the NXT Championship picture. Even though I think he's not going to win it right back ever again, after Femi defeating him, which he's probably going to be holding on to that title for quite a while. But I want to ask you, wasn't it a smart idea for WWE to go back into the feud between Trick and Eddie, or do you think they should have buried it a long, long time ago? But for right now, it is what it is, I guess you could say. But I hope you'll watch my next wrestling news video, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the WrestleZone article, which I will be talking about first thing tomorrow on wrestling news on February 5th, along with the AEW Dynamite review, which they will be in Atlanta, Georgia, which will be seeing the likes of Swerve Strickland taking on Ricochet in the match on this edition, in particular for AEW Dynamite. And many other matches that's going to be on the card. I'm trying to think of what else has been advertised lately, other than Swerve versus Ricochet, or should I say Ricky the Dicky, I guess you could call him. Okay, we got Will Ospreay against a mystery opponent. We also got the Hounds of Hell taking on Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita, and putting much more other wrestlers. That's going to be in action on that day. And let me know in the comments down below how you think it's going to end up being on tomorrow night's edition of the Wednesday night show. But we're going to talk about that tomorrow along with the wrestling news. But for now, I wish y'all a happy, wonderful night. I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content until we meet again. Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care. And I'll see you guys soon. And again, thank you guys for watching.